Okay, you ready? Let's get started. So welcome to 5 little known secrets to burning stubborn body fat and sculpting muscular curves on a plant-based diet. So before we start, why don't you turn off your email, your phone, your Skype, your chat, and get ready to learn exactly what it takes to ramp up your metabolism, burn fat, even in the most stubborn places, and transform your body into the shape you have always wanted. So remember, like I just said, to post your pics on Instagram so I can reshare them. I love resharing pictures on Instagram. So if you enjoyed the masterclass and you get like a value bomb or a knowledge bomb during the masterclass and you're like, this is epic, I'm loving this, post it on your Instagram story so I can reshare it to mine, because I love spreading, the news of my followers, and I love connecting with people on Instagram. That's where you generally always find me. And I want you to stay tuned to the end, because we have a bonus download PDF. 3 of my favorite recipes. I was so excited, I wrote it twice. 3 of my favorite recipes that you can download and you make it home in under 10 minutes. In under 10 minutes, okay? These are my favorite muscle building recipes that I eat all year round. They're designed to burn fat and build muscle, and it's yours for free at the end of the webinar. If you hang around, I'm going to tell you exactly where you can pick it up. And also, we're going to be doing a live Q&A at the end. So if you don't even want the free download, if you stay around to the end, we're going to be doing a live Q&A where I'm going to answer all of your burning questions about health and fat loss and fitness and everything else in between. So definitely hang around to the Q&A at the end so I can connect with you better there as well. So here's what you're going to learn in this masterclass. In 60 minutes, you will learn the exact system I used to transform from a skinny fat yoga teacher to a pro physique athlete. This is the exact fat burning system that I still use today, age 40. In this training, you will also discover the surprising reason all diets fail and why trying to lose weight the industry way is damaging your metabolism, slowing your results, and speeding up the aging process. But most importantly, you will learn the 5 elements you must combine if you want to lose fat without losing muscle or stalling your metabolism. This unique fat burning system was originally developed by the leanest, most muscular athletes in the world, bodybuilders. I have simply redesigned it for non-bodybuilders, but with the same results. By the end of this training, you will know exactly how to replicate my results. But first, I need to show you or tell you a little story to show you how this system works. So I wasn't always a physique athlete. I wasn't even a fitness expert or a nutrition consultant. I was a mum of 4 with a saggy bum and a wobbly tum. I felt like I had a lean, strong person trapped inside a saggy, flabby body, but I just didn't seem to be able to change it. And it wasn't until I saw a picture of myself in a bathing suit that I decided to stop wanting it and start to work for it. So this is a picture here of me on holiday with my sister Carrie. And I remember whenever we were going through the holiday snaps, this was in the day whenever you actually still took a camera on holiday instead of just using your iPhone the whole time. And so what we did was we had like a big, we still have one, like a big SLR camera. And my husband, loved to use the long range lens and try different things. And so he had taken this photo of my sister and I standing chatting, and she's like pushing the baby back and forth in the pram. And I think my youngest Jack was about 16 months at this stage. So I wasn't, I wasn't too far, off having my last child. But, I remember thinking at the time that I had like an okay body. And like, if you look at me in the black bikini there, I did have an okay body. It wasn't like, I certainly wasn't obese, and I certainly wasn't, you wouldn't kick me out of bed if I farted. But I remember looking at that picture and I wasn't holding my tummy in. I was just standing naturally. I was just, hanging around. And I remember looking at it and thinking, do you know what? I could look better. I'd always hated my tummy, especially after having kids. My tummy had been stretched 4 times in 6 years. Whenever my youngest son, Jack, was born, my eldest son, Corey, wasn't even 6 yet. And so I had children he was 6 to tell a lie, but he wasn't, what are they? They're 5 years apart. Yeah, I think he was 6. Sorry. And so I had 4 kids in 6 years. And I remember looking at that photo and just thinking, I want to have a 6-pack. Call me shallow, but I want to have a 6-pack. I want to have a really, really amazing body. And I had finished having my kids and I knew that I wasn't going to have any more. And I looked at that photo and I looked at my belly and I thought, that pocket of fat around my belly, I want it to be gone. Because look how skinny I am everywhere else. I'm skinny on my chest. I'm skinny on my shoulders. I'm skinny on my arms. I'm skinny on my legs. So I was skinny everywhere. Like, look how bony my chest is. You can see the bones all across it. And I was skinny everywhere else, but I was like, oh, I just can't get rid of this fat on my stomach. And it seemed that every time I put on weight, it just went straight to my stomach. It didn't go anywhere else. Does anyone else have that problem? It's so frustrating, isn't it? You seem to have this one area of your body that just sucks all the fat in, and it was my stomach. And it was seeing this photo whenever I was going through it. And I wished, at the time I was like, oh my God, delete that. One of those horrible photos you don't want to see of yourself. I'm so glad that I didn't delete it, because now I can look back at it and I can see how far I've come, and I can use it in this masterclass to teach you guys. And after seeing that photo and after working the system I'm going to teach you today, I fulfilled my dream of becoming a pro bikini athlete. That is me standing on stage at the World Championships this year. I came 5th in the World Championships at age 40. So if I can do it at age 40, you can too. Doesn't matter what age you are. And since that day, I've taught my system to more than 9,000 paying students. I say paying students because we have around, 500,000 or more people in our network now, between our social media accounts. In fact, more than that. Our social media accounts, our email lists, our free groups, about 500,000 people. But in the last 2 years, my Sculpted Vegan company sold over 9,000 programs. And these are just regular women who have no interest in standing on stage. Just regular women who have no interest in standing on stage, but all they have is a burning desire inside of them to look and feel better. But these women have used bodybuilder science to get massive results. So these are 3 women who are recent graduates from my 12-month program. That's Lucy on the left, 43-year-old mother of 2. Michelle in the middle. I think Michelle's in her mid-30s, maybe 35, 36. Again, mother of 2. I'm not sure what age Claire is on the right, but Claire has actually come from being, she's a very recent graduate. She's come from being clinically obese, depressed, with anxiety, all different host of problems, and she lost, I think in total, she lost 70 pounds of body fat. Whenever she joined the 12-month program, that's what she looked like on the right there in the red bra. And that's what she looks like now. And actually, she hasn't even finished the 12-month program. I think these photos are about 4 to 5 months apart, as far as I know. Claire has worked her ass off. And those are the kind of results that you can get using the system that I'm going to teach you in this masterclass. And I want you to notice that these people don't just look leaner, they have transformed their bodies. So rather than a smaller version of their old body shape, these students took on a whole new shape. This is because rather than dieting away unwanted fat, they focused on torching mum tums, love handles, and butt flab without accidentally hacking away at the lean muscle hidden beneath. You see, this is the problem with most diets, okay? People go on a diet, they do loads of cardio, they go on a crash diet, they lose loads of weight, and they do lose scale weight, but they don't just lose body fat. They lose scale weight, and they also lose a lot of muscle. Lean muscle tissue raises the metabolism and transforms your body shape. So many people don't know that lean muscle tissue is actually very calorie hungry. Muscle needs a constant supply of blood, amino acids, nutrients, and all of that good stuff in order just to keep it alive. And whenever you train your muscles in the gym, you are ripping down the muscle fibers, and then they have to repair themselves and build themselves back up. So the more muscle fiber you have, the more live tissue you have in your body, the higher your metabolism, the more calories your body needs to consume in order to stay alive, the more fat you burn. So if you work on building up your muscle and building up your muscle and building up your muscle and building up your muscle, it turns your body into a fat burning machine. Even if you never tried to lose body fat, if you only focused on building muscle, you would turn your body into a fat burning machine. That is the magic of having muscle. Muscle makes you look good naked. Like, look at these 2 butts, okay? That's me. That's what my butt used to look like on the left, right? And that's me now on the right. That's my butt in January this year. And in fact, I bet you it even looks better than it did there because I've worked a whole year since January. So, well, not a whole year, we're October now. But so that is what my butt looks like now. Now, so which butt would you prefer to have? Muscle makes you look good naked. The butt on the left will look good in clothes. The butt on the right will look good naked and will look good in clothes. So you kind of have to decide which one that you want. A lot of people diet away a lot of their body fat and then they end up looking skinny. So they look good in clothes. They look good in a pair of, skinny pants, or they look good in a skinny dress. Like who I quite often think about. I don't want to put her down anyway, but I see Victoria Beckham. And, she looks amazing in her clothes that she wears. And, she's got that model slouch and the angular, body and the clothes look really good on her. And all I think is, I bet you she looks emaciated naked. I bet you she looks really skinny naked. She looks amazing in clothes, but I bet you she looks terrible naked. And I don't know about you, but I prefer to look good naked. I'd prefer to be able to strip off my clothes and feel happy about what was underneath. So that's the difference between my butt then and my butt now. The one on the left will look good in clothes. The one on the right will look good naked and in clothes. So the problem is that typical diets actually destroy lean muscle mass. When you drastically cut calories or do excessive cardio, the body burns fat, but it also burns lean muscle tissue. Your body does not distinguish whenever you go on a massive calorie deficit. Your body recognizes that it has a calorie deficit, especially if it's a crash diet. And so your body goes, hang on a wee second, right? It goes into panic mode. Whenever you drastically cut calories, your body goes, oh my God, if we sustain this level of a deficit for any longer than, the time that we've already sustained it for, once alarm bells start going off in your body, your body just wants to keep you alive. So if you push it into a massive deficit, your body goes, I imagine alarm bells is going ding, 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 alert, 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 warning, warning. And so your body then shuts down. I always imagine in my head, like the shutters coming down, like in the Titanic, whenever it started in the movie, whenever it started to sink and the shutters were going and coming down, they were all trying to get under it before the ship sank. So I imagine that your body's like that. Your body shuts down fat burning and starts to burn off muscle tissue whenever you go into too severe a calorie deficit. The reason is because muscle is calorie hungry and your body doesn't want to keep something that is very calorie hungry whenever it doesn't have the calories coming in here to feed the muscle. So your body will drop what it perceives it doesn't need, muscle tissue, and store what it does need, fat, to get through the perceived shortage. That's why at the end of a diet, or whenever somebody's been dieting for a long, long time and they start to eat normally again, they put all the weight back on because your body doesn't have any muscle to feed with the extra calories, and it doesn't have the need for the extra calories. Your metabolism is in the toilet, right? Your metabolism is in the sewer at this point. So your body has nothing to feed with these extra calories, but it recognizes the calories are coming in and it goes, oh my God, here's food. Quickly, let's store this food because we know she's going to starve us again at some point. So it starts to store the food as fat. So dieting away lean muscle tissue wrecks your metabolism, which absolutely annihilates your long-term goals. But meanwhile, bodybuilders are stripping away pounds of pure fat, not muscle, pure fat, while protecting the lean muscle and turning their metabolisms into fat-burning machines. How? How are they doing it? Let me take a drink of water. That's what I'm going to teach you right now. They do it by using these 5 little known secrets. You ready? Secret number 1, set a goal. The first thing a bodybuilder does when they either want to build muscle or burn fat is set a goal and a deadline. So in 2019, I had a goal, bigger quads. Wasn't happy with my legs, really had been trying to build them for years. They just weren't getting any bigger. My upper body was getting really big, just could not build my legs. And with this goal in mind, I went from this skinny little legs, no muscle whatsoever, to this. Want me to show you again? From this, skinny little legs, no muscle, pear-shaped, bony all over, still quite a lot of, still that kind of pouch around my belly, to this. Broad shoulders, narrow waist, lovely full legs. How did I do it? Well, I had been training by myself for 2 years. And although my results were good, I knew they could be better. So the first step that I took was to find a new trainer. I looked for the biggest, muscliest trainer I could find, Mr. Mark Getty. This is a picture of my trainer standing on stage 2 years ago. He's actually competing again in just over a week. So he's competing again in Italy next weekend, his first show in 2 years. His Instagram is the Irish Hulk _ if you guys want to follow him. He's got the most incredible amount of muscle. And I asked him to teach me his system. My goal was not to get as big as Mark. My goal was to use his system. Because my rationale was that if Mark had that amount of muscle, he obviously knew how to build muscle, right? So it's like, you know, if they say if you want to make a lot of money, what do? You go and ask somebody who's made a lot of money how they did it, and you ask them to teach you their system. So it's exactly the same principle with muscle. If somebody has done what you want to do, somebody's extremely lean or extremely sculpted, or they have muscular curves, or they're a bodybuilder or whatever, you go and find the most successful person you can, and you ask them to teach you their system. That's exactly what I did with Mark. Because I knew that if it worked for him, it would work for me. So tell me, I want to open up the chat. How many of you are currently working towards a fitness goal? Tell me if you're working towards a fitness goal. And if you are, then tell me what that goal is. Christina's saying, yes, that's my problem. I'm not sure what is your problem. I wish I could know, but tell me who's working towards a goal. I want to see here in the chat. Yes, you guys are saying. Romy Jackox is saying yes. Claire is saying yes. Nicole Bennett is saying abs. Sarah Shepherd, yes. Miranda's here to lose body fat. Ball Gill is saying me, yep, yes, to get rid of, what do you want to get rid of? My belly fat. Okay, Ray, you're going to love this then, because this is exactly what I'm teaching. Susan is saying yes. Michelle is saying yes. 6-pack, lose my pouch. Everybody wants to lose a pouch, trying to get more toned. You're going to hear about that in a minute. Building muscle and recovering after 8 babies. Jocelyn, I take my hat off to you. 8 babies. That is insane. I thought I was doing good with 4. Okay, so loads of you working towards fitness goals. That is brilliant. So okay, hang on, go back. So let me go on about goals. So goals should be measurable and definable. This is where many people fall down whenever it comes to goal setting. And I know that you're like, oh my God, we're not here to learn about goal setting. But goal setting is extremely important, and I'm going to tell you why. They need to be measurable and definable, because a goal without a plan is just a dream. I think it's Walt Disney who said that, but it is true. A goal without a plan is just a dream. So how to make a plan, okay? Here's how bodybuilders make plans, and this is why bodybuilders get such epic results. First of all, we set a goal with an end date and work backwards from that date. So whenever you're doing a bodybuilding show, you generally set the date of your show, or you choose your show in advance. You don't just say, oh yeah, I'm just going to work towards this show and I'm just going to like decide at some point, because you have to go through like a series, you have to go through a bulk, and then you have to shred for a show. You can't just, decide you're going to step on stage a month later and then do it. You have to be prepared in advance. So quite often if you're going to do a show, you'll say to yourself, okay, so I'm going to do a show next April, or I'm going to do a show. It's usually a year away from when you're training, because it takes that long to build any kind of muscle and then to lose body fat. So you'll pick a show in the future, and then you work backwards from that date. Then you set a plan in place to either build muscle. You look at how much time you have to build. So if your show is going to be in April next year, you're going to have to start your shred in January. And if you've decided to do this show in, say, May, you've got from May to December to build build muscle, put on muscle, and then you've got from January to April to shred. This is where the general public fails. Most women who come to me on Instagram or come to me on social media, whatever, in my programs, they say, oh yeah, I say, do you have a goal? And they say, yes, I do have a goal. I say, well, what is your goal? And they say, I wanna get thinner. Oh, that's great. Well, how thin do you want to be, or how lean do you want to be? Well, I want to be leaner. And I say, but you need to be specific, like what percentage body fat, what weight on the scale, when is the date that you want to be leaner for? You can't just say I want to be leaner. That's not a goal. It has to be specific and measurable. And then you can set that end goal and then work backwards from there. And then you obviously make like little changes every week to see how close you are to your goal, or how, so say you got 7 weeks out from your goal and you realize that you just weren't lean enough, you would have to dial in your efforts, right? You would have to add in an extra cardio session every day. You would have to cut your calories a little more. You'd need, you do whatever it takes to achieve your goal by the end date. Then what else we do is we create self-imposed consequences. So standing on stage, right, is a self-imposed consequence. People ask me all the time, Kim, how are you so motivated? And I would say, I'm not motivated, but I'm going to be standing on stage in front of thousands of people in a sparkly thong in just a few short months. And they go, oh yeah, that's a really good motivator. So whenever you know that you're going to be standing on stage in a sparkly thong, and you can't give up. There's loads of times during prep when you're dieting and training for a show that you want to give up, right? But your pride won't let you, because you've told everyone you're doing this show. You've put it on social media. You have people following your journey. You have you've told your family, so your pride is on the line here. You can't give up on it. So it's a great motivator to keep you going. But if you don't have a show coming up, you might have like a birthday with like a big zero on the end of it, or a little zero, or you might have a big birthday, or not a birthday, sorry, a holiday or a vacation, or you might have, your daughter's wedding, or it might be your own wedding or whatever. So it's good to have an end goal that you're working towards, because an end goal keeps you focused. And I'm sure loads of us here on this class have had an end goal before, an end goal that's kept them focused, where you've worked and worked and worked and worked towards something. But then the problem is, once people have achieved a goal, they don't know what to move on to. You need to have another goal after you've had that goal. It's important to always be working towards a goal, but this is what many people miss with their fat loss efforts or with their body sculpting efforts, is they don't set an end goal. And they don't have a self-imposed consequence. So if you don't have a big birthday coming up, you could even book a photo shoot. In my Sculpt and Shred program, what we do is we recommend that members book and pay for a non-refundable photo shoot once they've chosen the end date. That's the first thing we do, is we get them to choose the end date of the program, and then they work backwards from there. And if they don't have something coming up, then we get them to book a photo shoot. So and then you also have to ask yourself, you don't say, will I achieve this goal? You never stand 6 or 7 weeks out from a show and say, oh my God, am I going to be lean enough? You stand there, I do, and I look in the mirror and I say, what do I have to do to be lean enough? And it's not about, will I be lean enough? It's like, do I need to double down on my cardio? Do I need to, eat less? Do I need to change my supplements? Do I need to change my food? Like, what do I need to do to be lean enough? And I will go and seek out those answers so that I achieve my goal. When I set myself a goal, I very rarely don't achieve it. Because first I set achievable goals, and secondly, I work my ass off towards them. Okay, so the second thing that you have to do, which is very, very, very important, is plan your nutrition. Now, this is number 2 in the 5 secrets, because it is absolutely paramount that you get this correct. Because precise nutrition is the cornerstone of your success. My first attempt at sculpting was good, but not fantastic, okay? Not fantastic. Like, my nutrition wasn't great for this show. This was the first ever show that I did, and I just didn't come in lean enough. Like, I was lean, but I wasn't really that lean. I wasn't lean enough. Like, I definitely needed to have an awful lot more definition. But if the truth be told, like, I was a bit of a know-it-all. The reason why I didn't come in lean enough is because my trainer gave me a plan, and I believed that I knew better than my trainer at the time. It wasn't Mark, it was a different trainer, and I believed I knew better than him because he had no experience with training vegans. And I was like, well, I know so much more than him because I'm running a yoga detox company, and I'm a yoga teacher. I've been a yoga teacher for 10 years, and I'm a nutrition expert, and I know everything about the health and the inner body, and I know much better than him about health and nutrition. So I thought that my experience in health and nutrition gave me the edge, okay? It really didn't. So like I said, I'd been teaching yoga for years, and I thought I knew it all, and I was wrong. And I'll tell you why I was wrong. Because knowing about nutrition and healthy eating is very different than knowing how to eat for muscle growth or fat loss. Successful fat loss and working towards a measurable goal is not about eating healthy. It's about precise calorie, macro, and nutrient consumption timed around training and rest. It's not as important when you're building muscle. Whenever you're building muscle, it is important that you get adequate protein, but actually what a lot of people don't realize is that more important than protein whenever you're building muscle is carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are very, very important for building muscle. That's why whenever people come to me and they're on a shred or they're on a keto diet or Atkins diet, and they're like, I just want to build loads of muscle. I'm like, you're never going to build muscle without carbs. Carbs fuel the muscle so you can lift heavier in the gym, and then carbs help your body repair the muscle because they pump it full of glycogen to repair the muscle fibers. Protein is also essential for repairing muscle fibers, but carbohydrates are more essential. I eat a massive amount of carbs. I actually eat a very high carb diet whenever I'm shredding as well. So whenever I'm shredding, like my diet consists of black beans and chickpeas and tofu and, you know, loads of vegetables. Like I don't eat white starchy carbs when I'm shredding, but I eat loads of beans, lentils, tofu, chickpeas. Tofu's not, sorry, it's protein, but chickpeas, lentils, beans, all that kind of stuff gives you loads of energy, keeps your digestive system very healthy, and but it also helps you to shred fat as well. So a lot of nutritionists would come to me and they'd be like, oh, but I'm a nutritionist. And I'd be like, oh, I used to be one of those too. And then I'm like, you know, knowing about nutrition and eating healthy is very different to this information that I'm teaching you today, okay? But once I mastered this system, once I got out of my own way and actually listened to my coach, which I did the next year, my results were astounding. So let's just break this down a wee second. On the left here in this photo, you can see that was me whenever I decided that I knew more than my coach about getting shredded, right? The middle photo is the second year whenever I actually did everything my coach told me to do. Do you see what I mean? Chalk and cheese. Like, do you see how much leaner I am? Do you see, like, I was so much leaner. My physique was so much better. I am, you know, it was incredible. But the third picture is this year. So the left one was 2017. The middle one was 2018. The right one is 2019. So in 2019, that is what I looked like on stage. And you can see that it's chalk and cheese. Like, my body has literally transformed. And it's because I mastered the system of building muscle, sculpting muscular curves, and knowing how to burn body fat. So on the body on the right is like that. Those are muscular curves. That's what I'm teaching you here in this masterclass. How to sculpt muscular curves on a vegan diet. Because you saw the earlier picture of me. I was skinny as a rake. I wasn't like, I had no curves. I've never had curves in my life. I've been like a board. I like up and down, like a surf, like they used to call me surfboard in school because I literally had no curves. I was like a boy. I was just straight up and straight down. Whereas now I have curves, but I sculpted those curves in the gym. They didn't come naturally, but I do have a great figure now. I have a great physique now, but it's all through hard work. But the thing about a system is it's only truly effective if you can teach it to others and have them reproduce your results. So it's like Mark taught me his system and I reproduced my results. I have lovely, lovely big muscular quads now because Mark knows how to get big legs. And I obviously didn't until I met Mark. And now I do know how to get big legs. And that's what I teach all of the members in my programs. And as you can see here, you know, the results are right in front of you. Like I can reproduce my results now. And that's how you know that you have a system that works. So how do you plan your nutrition? Well, firstly, cutting calories is not the way to burn fat. Have you ever noticed the bodybuilders always seem to be eating? That's because they know that the key to restoring and that eating is the key to restoring and ramping up the metabolism. So it's funny, we have a private chef at home because the Sculpted Vegan, my company, has grown so much in the last 2 years that, like, you know, like my husband said to me the other night, you know, what did we used to do before? I said this at the start of the webinar. He used to say, you know, what did we used to do before you worked all the time and I had Netflix? And I was like, yeah, I don't know, because like I work like so much now because I need to work because I have such a big worldwide team. And so I don't have time to housekeep anymore. And we homeschool our kids. So my time is either spent working or with my family. I don't really see any friends. You know, I love what I do. And I love my family and I love my work. And I love connecting with you guys and doing these live or doing trainings. And, you know, so I love all that. But I had a point and I've just forgotten what it was. But yes, so anyway, we have a chef. That was my point. We have a chef and we have a housekeeper. And Gareth, our chef, he's actually my brother-in-law. He calls me the bin because I'm always eating. Even when I'm dieting, I'm eating. I was in the one of our Facebook groups earlier that we have for one of our paid programs, and I was telling one of the members, she was saying, you know, how do you stop snacking? You know, how do you stop snacking? I can't stop snacking. And I said, the reason people snack is because they don't eat enough at meal times. I see it all the time. That I see it. My mother-in-law is actually really, really bad for it. She's permanently on a diet, right? So she's permanently trying to undereat. So she tries not to eat in the morning because she doesn't want to eat and I think that she actually doesn't like the feeling of being full. I think she feels guilty when she feels full, and I can understand that because I used to have a similar thing. So she feels guilty when she feels full. So she doesn't really eat in the morning. So whenever she's here, she lives in Australia, but whenever she's here staying with us, she'll make kids, you know, the kids will ask for toast and that kind of stuff. So she'll make them toast and then she'll cut the crusts off and she'll give it to them. Like they eat the crust, but then she'll eat the crusts. But she hasn't really had breakfast. She just had crust, and she'll have a little spoonful of this and a little spoonful of that. But then mid-morning she's starving, so she's going to like the chocolate cupboard and she's like snacking because she's starving because she hasn't eaten a meal. And then lunchtime will come and she'll make, my father-in-law a sandwich, and she'll make him a sandwich, and then she'll cut it in three. Have you ever seen a sandwich cut in three? Me neither. But she'll cut it in three, and she'll take like a third of the sandwich and give him 2/3. So she'll take like this tiny little bit, and that's her lunch. And then she'll have a cup of coffee. But then again, she's snacking all afternoon. She's constantly saying, oh, I'm hungry. She's taking, a handful of nuts and a handful of, licorice, all sorts. Or she's, taking this. She's taking all of these little bites. And every time she's here, I say to her, you are hungry. You're not eating enough. And so the problem is you're snacking constantly in between meals because you're starving. But she just can't seem to break the habit. And so this is what happens when people snack, right? When I'm dieting, right, for a show, I have a protein shake I don't have protein shake. I have a bowl of oatmeal in the morning with blueberries. Then I have a protein shake post training with a scoop of Vitargo, a high molecular carbohydrate. Then I have my lunch whenever I get home, which is a big full lunch, which is usually, well, not when I get home. I usually have it about 1:30 or 2. Then I have dinner between 5 and 6, usually with the kids. And then I have a protein shake later on in the evening before bed at 8 or 9. So every time I'm hungry again, it's time to eat. And that's how bodybuilders do it. That's how we eat. We don't snack in between meals because we don't need to snack. When you're snacking, it's because you're not eating regularly enough and you're not eating enough food. You can eat calorifically dense, but no, other way around. Nutritionally dense, but calorifically light food. That's the key. When I sit down to one of my meals, it's a big plate of food, but there's not a lot of calories in it. There's a lot of calories, maybe like 400 or 500 calories, depending on, whether I'm bulking or whether I'm dieting. But it's a huge plate of food and I feel full afterwards. So this is where a lot of people get wrong. And this is what I try to teach inside of my programs. We try to give you the tools of how to eat rather than just saying, eat this and eat this and eat this, which we do have, meal plans and stuff as well. But I'm always trying to teach people the principles of eating, and snacking as an epidemic is one of the biggest problems because people don't eat enough at mealtimes. And a lot of times people don't eat enough at mealtimes is because they feel guilty when they feel full. You need to get over that. So to burn fat, you should simply calculate how many calories you should be eating to maintain your current weight. We have a macro calculator on our website. It's thesculptedvegan.com/macro-calculator. You can go there, you can work out how many calories you should be eating, and then you simply cut that number by a modest 10 to 20%. This way you never overeat and store calories as body fat. You also never trigger your body's starvation response by eating too little. On the macro calculator page, there's actually pictures if you scroll down as well, which show pictures of body fat. You can actually guess your body fat as well. Not guess, it's very accurate. Most people can work out their body fat from pictures very accurately. Or if you are working towards a specific time-sensitive goal, such as a wedding or a birthday, you can gradually reduce your calories by 50 to 100 per week, depending on how many weeks you have to achieve your goal. So if you were working towards a specific goal, then you would reduce calories as the week went on to keep body fat moving pretty quickly. So as an example, you can lose an average of 2 pounds per week if you work very hard. Now, when I say very hard, 2 pounds per week would require daily cardio sessions, or maybe twice daily cardio sessions, but at least like a 30-minute Stairmaster session 7 days a week, or a 45-minute Stairmaster session 6 days a week, and sometimes an extra Stairmaster session or walking session or whatever for 30 minutes 6 or 7 days a week. That's what it takes, as well as, a calorie-controlled diet. That's what it would take to lose 2 pounds a week. But it would take approximately 20 weeks to lose 40 pounds. I was chatting to a girl earlier in the week, and she said, oh, my goal is to lose 20 pounds by Christmas. And I said, and then I was asking her, this is whenever she was working towards this goal. And I said to her, well, how many weeks is there until Christmas? And whenever we worked out, whenever she was working towards this goal, how many weeks there was only like 7 weeks. And I said to her, well, that's why you didn't lose that's why you didn't lose the 20 pounds, because you only had 7 weeks. So in 7 weeks, you could only realistically expect to lose 14 pounds. And she was like, oh. So I said to her, when next time you go on a calorie control diet, you need to look at how many weeks you have to lose it. And if there's 10 weeks, then you could probably lose 20 pounds. But if you've only 5 weeks, you're never going to lose 20 pounds. It's physically impossible for the body to lose 20 pounds in 5 weeks. So you have to be realistic with your goals. Many people just don't really understand what it takes. So I want you to screen grab this calorie formula, okay? And just, hit it now, or just take a picture of it if you're on your computer, or you can screen grab it on your phone. This is your calorie formula. I'm going to break it down for you in the next slide. So just take a screen grab of this, and then I'm going to break it down for you, okay? So you can screen grab this one too if you want. So this is your calorie formula. So if your current total daily energy expenditure, that's the rate at which your body burns calories to keep you alive, plus whatever you use up during the day, or you require to move around, to work, to train, or whatever during the day. Let's say, for example, it's 2,000. That's how many calories you need to eat to maintain your current body shape. Let's say your scale weight is 180 pounds and your current body fat percentage is 32%. So let's say you wanted to go on a diet and your deadline was 20 weeks from now. You've got a wedding, you've got a big holiday, you've got a big 4-0 birthday or a 5-0 or a 6-0 or whatever. And your goal weight is 140 pounds by then and you want to be 22% body fat. Then that is actually a very achievable goal because you want to lose 40 pounds, okay? 40 pounds can be done in 20 weeks. So you would go into a 20% deficit of your TDEE, which means you'd be eating 1,600 calories per day. Your macro breakdown would be 40% carbs, 30% protein, and 30% fat. You would track all your food in MyFitnessPal. You would put in 1,600 calories a day, and you would track all of your food in MyFitnessPal, and you would see how you were doing week to week by taking progress pictures and then making changes as you need to. But remember, you have to measure your progress each week and make adjustments accordingly. If you stall on your body fat efforts, you either need to decrease your calories or increase your cardio, which is why it's always better to go into a moderate deficit to start. Okay, so you might want to go, say your TDE is 2,000 calories and you're working towards it. You might want to drop gradually. You might want to go, 1,950, 1,900, 1,850, 1,800, 1,750, 1,700. So week by week, you're dropping 50 to 100 calories. It's small incremental changes that add up to make the biggest results. It's not a massive drop really quickly because then your body will just regulate to the massive drop and it will stop dropping. Okay, strategy or secret number 3, schedule your cardio. The secret here, the secret word, guys, okay? I want you to really pay attention and remember this word, schedule. Schedule or schedule or however you say it, schedule your cardio. It pains me that women think that cardio alone will give them a great body. Take a guess. I'm going to open up the chat here, okay? Take a guess. What exactly is cardio for? I want to know what cardio is for. Tell me what you think cardio is for. Write it in the chat. I want to see it coming up. Sarah Shepherd, heart. To lose weight, Letitia's saying. Your heart, Laura is saying. Heart. Maricela is saying. Burning calories, Lisa D. Burning fat, Miranda. To build muscle, Natasha Kennedy. Endurance, Kristen. Burning calories, increasing endurance for heart strength, cardiovascular, resistance, heart respiratory health. Okay, great guys, great answers. Here is what cardio is for. Cardio is for fat loss. That's all. You need weights to build muscle. Yes, by the way, it's not all. It is great for respiratory. It's great for heart health. It's great for, stamina and all that kind of stuff. It is. But in context of what we're talking about, okay, cardio is not for building muscle. Cardio is for fat loss. To build muscle, you need weights. Weights, okay? And I had to put this in here. Ours on the step mill or the Stairmaster will not build bigger glutes, nor will walking sideways or doing kickbacks while you're stepping. All this will do is make you look ridiculous. It drives me insane whenever I see women in the gym and they're on the Stairmaster, right? And they're doing these they're walking sideways. Walking sideways. And all I think is, that girl's going to trip. Like, she's walking sideways. And then she's doing the other way. Oh, walk. And I'm like, what do they actually think they're going to achieve by walking sideways? And I'm sorry if you're one of these people and now you feel offended. Or if you have like a band on your foot and you're like stepping and ooh, and kicking back. Ooh, kicking back. Kick, 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 kick. I'm like, what? The only way to build bigger glutes is to put a big barbell on your back and squat your ass to the grass. Okay, well, there's many ways to build big glutes, but it involves a lot of weight, right? You're not going to build muscle. Whenever I'm prepping for a show, I'm always on the step mill. And people always say to me, oh, do you do the step mill because it builds a really great ass? No, I do the step mill because it burns a lot of calories. But is it not really great for your glutes? No. But what is great for your glutes? Burning away the body fat. Why do you have such great glutes? Because I burnt away all my body fat and I squatted for the last 3 years to build great glutes. Okay? Get off the step mill, guys. No, don't get off it. Stay on the step mill, but stop doing like weird walking sideways things and kickbacks or whatever. You don't need it. Okay? You're wasting your time. Don't waste your time in the gym. Your time is very precious. I don't want you to waste it. Stop doing it. right? So take a guess. Let me open up the chat again. What is the best type of cardio for fat loss? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I want to know. Tell me in the chat, what is the best type? Okay, low intensity, steady state, Jennifer's saying. Slow, steady, Lindsay is saying. Running, Ray Jackson. Running, Donna's saying. Miranda's saying running too. Dancing, swimming, biking, cycling. Yes, Jocelyn, you know the answer, so I'm not going to read it out. Aerobic, Natasha's saying. Weights, swimming, I hope, Lisa is saying. Hit, stepper, running, stepper, stairmaster, hit, interval training, consistent elliptical. Okay, millions of answers there, guys. Love your answers, love your interaction. So the best type of cardio is the one that you will do consistently. The C word. I did a podcast recently on the C word. You should look it up. thesculptedvegan.com/podcasts. If you don't know that we have a podcast, it's called Strong and Sculpted. You can look it up on your favorite podcast platform. We put out a new episode every week. We went into, I think we had 40,000 downloads in our first month. And in our first month, we're ranked just 253 in the USA in health and fitness podcasts in our first month after 4 episodes. Look it up, the Strong and Sculpted podcast. So the best cardio that you do is the one that you will do consistently. There is no perfect cardio, right? Slow and steady, hit, sprinting, jogging, rowing, walking, cycling, swimming. It makes no odds. It's not important what cardio you do, and it's not even important when you do it. What is important is that you schedule it and you show up. People ask me all the time, do you do your cardio fasted? Do you do your cardio here? Do you cardio there? And I do my cardio when I can schedule it and make sure that I'm going to show up. Usually it's every morning at 8 a.m. The clock does not strike 8 a.m. and I am not on that Stairmaster if it is scheduled cardio. If I have cardio scheduled for that day, I will get on that Stairmaster at 8 a.m. and I'm back off again by either 8:45 or 9 a.m. depending on how much cardio is in my schedule. And I don't miss it. And that's the best type of cardio. Got it? Capiche? Okay. So let me take another drink of water. Big drink because I'm thirsty. Cardio for fat loss is a simple formula, right? Duration multiplied by frequency multiplied by intensity. So here's an example of what I mean. Cardio is, if you're going to schedule your cardio, right, for fat loss, you would need to decide how long you're going to do it for, how often you're going to do it, and how intensely you're going to do it. So let's say that you are working towards a fat loss goal and you decide you're going to do cardio for 45 minutes, 6 times a week at level 6. Then you want to make sure that you do your cardio 45 minutes, 6 days a week on level 6. You don't do it for 30 minutes one day because you don't have enough time, and then 60 minutes the next day because you had more time, and then 4 times one week because you were busy, and then 7 times the next week because you weren't so busy, and then maybe one day you had more energy so you did level 8, and then maybe another day you were tired so you did level 5. That's not consistency, okay? Cardio, consistent cardio. Even whenever I am exhausted. There was one time I was prepping for a show and we had a hell of a lot going on in the business. I didn't get to bed till 2:30 a.m. I had to get up at 4:45 and take my son. He was going to Dublin for the day, and I had to take him to the bus at 4:45. I got to bed at 2:30, got up at 4:45, go back to the house, get on the Stairmaster, did my cardio. Why? Because my cardio was scheduled for that day, and I knew if I didn't get it done in the morning when I was awake, it wouldn't get done. You don't let yourself off the hook. You show up and you do the work. Consistency, that's what gets results. So if you combine this formula with weekly micro adjustments, then you can dial your fat burning up or down. So if your fat loss stalls, you add 5 minutes more cardio. You don't add an extra hour cardio. You add 5 more minutes. If it stalls again, you add another 5 minutes. If it stalls again, you add another 5 minutes. If you're already up to an hour of slow, steady cardio, you add in a second set, maybe 3 days a week. And then you add in 4 days a week, then 5 days a week. Then you add more time to your second set until you achieve your goal. Okay? You don't stop until you achieve your goal. Okay, secret number 4, strength training. Cardio is for fat loss and strength training is for building muscle. Sorry, I flicked past that one really quickly, didn't I? Let me go back. Secret number 4. I'm just going to give it a bit more credence here. Strength training. Got it? Yes, let's go. Okay, cardio is for fat loss and strength training is for building muscle. Do not confuse them. Okay, remember earlier? You can't build muscle doing cardio. Even people who are professional athletes, like runners or track runners or cyclists or rowers or anyone like that, they're all in the gym building muscle. That's what they're doing. Like rugby players. My husband is an ex-professional rugby player. He's now an agent for rugby players worldwide. And rugby players don't spend all of their time playing rugby. They spend most of their time doing, training on the pitch, but then the rest of the time they're in the gym. They all have their own unique gym programs, and no gym program is the same. Each rugby player has his own unique gym program designed around his particular role on the rugby pitch. So if you're like, I don't know anything about rugby, even though my husband is a professional. But anyway, I would imagine the bigger guys have like different ones than the smaller guys. Like the ones who need, speed and, power and that kind of stuff. They would have a completely different gym training than the guys who are the big guys who kind of, who like beat everybody up or who like protect the line. My husband would be so ashamed of me if he heard me talking like this. Second row, I think that's what they're called. Second row, the big guys, right? They have a completely different training program than the other ones. So they train for performance, but they do train in the gym. Strength training is how you sculpt muscular curves and avoid getting skinny fat. You will never get too muscular from strength training. Women simply don't have enough testosterone to build huge muscle. People ask me all the time, oh my God, does it not scare you training with Mark? And I go, why? Well, because you might end up looking like him. And I'm like, Mark has been training for 22 years, right? 22 years. Mark is a big, massive, muscular man who has taken an awful lot of anabolic steroids in his life, right? So, like, he doesn't anymore. He's a father of 5 now. But I'm like, there's nothing in this world that I could do to get as big as Mark, okay? Nothing. Even if I pumped myself, injected myself full of all of the crap of the day, not only would I probably be dead from a heart attack, but there's no way I would be as big as Mark because I just don't have the body, right? It's not going to happen, guys. Girls, it's never going to happen. You're never going to look like the man, I promise, right? So take a guess. Let's talk about strength training for a second. What are the most common mistakes people make when strength training? I'm going to open up the chat again and I want to hear your thoughts. What are the most common mistakes people make when strength training? Tell me in the chat. I want to know. Andy is saying not lifting heavy. Clara, not knowing what to do. Really, really good one, Clara. Jocelyn, changing it up. Katie, form. Lisa, inconsistent, change program. Don't lift heavy enough, Romy's saying. Don't go to failure form. Let me see, not being consistent. Somebody is saying they can't get onto the chat when it opens up. Just swipe right. I think that's what happened. I think that's, if you're on a device, I think that's what happens. Okay, so lifting too light, technique, bad form, all of those different things. Okay. Really good answer, guys. Really good answers. Do you want to know what they are? In my professional opinion. Number 1, they change exercises too often. The fastest way to build muscle is to lift more load. Changing your exercises too often means that your body doesn't have a chance to build a central nervous system pattern of movement. Instead of changing exercises, focus on adding more load. So I'm going to tell you something here that's going to probably shock you because it shocks a lot of people whenever I tell them. I have not changed my training program in nearly 2 years. And when I say I haven't changed it, I do exactly the same exercises on exactly the same days in exactly the same order every single week. Do you know the only thing I change? The amount of load that I lift and sometimes the amount of reps that I do. If I can't add any more load, I will add a few more reps, okay? But I will always choose load over anything else. This is because it's like driving a car. When you get into a car and you're first learning to drive, you're kind of really nervous, right? And you're looking around and you want to know where everything is and you're like, oh, where's the mirrors and where's this? And you can't have the music on. You certainly don't want anyone in the car with you and you couldn't imagine eating while you're driving. You're like, everything's just too new. It's the same as whenever you first go into a gym, you're spending so long trying to familiarize yourself with the equipment and what's the, what are the weights and if you ever go to do a new exercise, you pick up a dumbbell and you do the exercise and you're like, oh no, that was far too light or oh no, that was far too heavy. It takes you a while to get used to knowing what to do with a particular exercise. If you change your gym exercises too often, you're missing a massive growth potential because you're not building that central nervous system pattern of movement that enables you to lift heavier. It's only whenever you really focus on staying with the same exercises and the only thing you can change is to lift heavier that your muscles grow. That's what makes muscles grow. There is no confusing the body, right? There is no such thing as muscle confusion. If you haven't posted on Instagram and you're dying to post something, post this. The Sculpted Vegan says muscle confusion is a load of shite. No, don't post that. I'm only joking. But it's true. You can't confuse your body. Your body is the most sophisticated organism that exists on the planet. You are not smarter than the system. If you change your exercises, you may experience a little bit more muscle soreness because you haven't used that particular side of the muscle in a long time, but you're not going to grow bigger muscles and you're not going to confuse your body. So it goes, oh my God, I am so confused. What is she doing? I'm so confused. I thought that we were going to be doing this today, but we're doing this. And okay, I'm just going to reward her by giving her more muscle. I'm just going to slap more muscle on there because she's now confused me and I'm just pissed off with her. So it doesn't happen, guys, right? It doesn't happen. You don't confuse your body. There's no such thing as muscle confusion, okay? You just need to clear up the muscle confusion myth. It doesn't exist. People, you need to ask yourself, do you go to the gym to work or do you go to the gym to entertain yourself? In my programs, I always ask the girls, do you want to be entertained or do you want to get results? And, I had someone say to me recently, oh, but the gym's my happy place and I get really bored if the exercises don't change. And I was like, well, if you want to go to the gym and be happy and it's your happy place, then you rock on, girl, and you change your exercises every day if you want. If your goal in the gym is to be happy and that makes you happier in your life, then you are winning, right? You're winning. But if your goal is to build a better body, right, and you're changing your exercises all the time, then you're losing. You're not winning. So then you have to ask yourself, well, what is my end goal? If your end goal is to have a joyful, wonderful time in the gym and that's your happy place, then you're winning if that's happening, right? And you're losing if you're bored. But if your goal is to get results and sculpt a body like mine, then you're losing if you're in your happy place when you're in the gym, because the gym is there for work and the gym is there for results. Any way you can kind of make it more interesting when you're there is great, but you just need to stick with the exercises, add more load, get in and out in 45 minutes, boom, you're done. Okay? Don't change your exercises too often. The other thing that people do, I'm just checking my time, is they don't train to failure, okay? The work only starts when the pain begins. Muscle is built in the last reps in the last set. Up until that point, your muscles have no reason to grow as they're perfectly capable of doing the work. Most people go to the gym to maintain. I see people doing the same exercises with the same weight every single time, every single weight, not pushing themselves. They don't leave their soul on the gym floor. If you haven't failed in every respect when you're lifting, you're not going to failure and you're not growing. So people always say, oh, but form is so important. Form is important, but only until form fails. So let's say you're doing a lat pull down, right? Lat pull down, perfect form. You're working away here. Lat pull down, it's great. Now you start to struggle and your form starts to go. Most people stop. They stop before the magic has happened. The body, the form started to go, so there was no reason to push themselves anymore, so they stopped. So they haven't grown any more muscle because they've only moved what they were capable of moving. If you then start to pull on the positive, you're still getting the rep on the negative. So say you rock back and on the positive, right? Wasn't a perfect rep, but you've got the controlled negative. Controlled negative. Controlled negative, right? When you truly fail is when you get the pulled positive and then you can't control the negative. When you can't actually control the positive or the negative, that's true failure. So if you're bicep curling and in the last reps, you swing it up and you get the negative, and then you swing it up and you get the negative, and you swing it up and you get the negative, and then you swing it up and the negative goes boom, then you failed. But you didn't fail until the negative failed. The negative rep failed. Most people don't pay enough attention to the negative rep. The negative rep is so important. And that's why, because it's only when the negative fails that you truly fail, and that's where muscle grows. Most people are also just impatient. The body is only capable of putting on about 0.5 to 1 pound of muscle per month over your entire body. 1 pound of muscle fits into the palm of your hand. So if you could smear that all over your body, that you only get one of those maximum per month. People say, oh yeah, I was going to do a bikini show and I'm going to train for 12 weeks and put on loads of muscle. And I'm like, yeah, okay, girl. 12 weeks? Seriously, you maybe put on 1.5 pounds of muscle. People just underestimate how long it'll take. Okay. So in a year, you could expect to gain a maximum of 6 pounds of muscle. So, and most underestimate how long it will take and how hard it will be. They want quick fixes and fast results. You can't cheat the body or game the system. We are so used to things happening like this. We're used to, 4-week programs and 1-week programs and 7-day diets and skinny detox teas. And, and the reason why people are jumping between programs and wasting so much money on diet pills and potions and skinny teas and programs that they don't do and programs that don't get results is because they're not willing to commit to the long term. If you're willing to commit to the long term and set a goal that is far out, yes, but is realistic and achievable, you're much more likely to succeed. People fail on short-term goals because they just don't give themselves long enough to achieve the goal. You have to have patience. And not only that, you have to be realistic about what is possible. Most people aren't realistic, and I blame the diet industry. I blame the diet industry, and I blame all these transformations that you see on Instagram. Oh, wow, look at this. Emma transformed her body in only 4 weeks, and she's gone from being like 40 pounds overweight to like in a physique athlete bikini on stage. And I'm like, no, I don't think so. Somehow 4 weeks. No, it's physically impossible. But yet people are buying into this crap, and people are selling it to you. I don't sell you crap, okay? No BS in the Sculpted Vegan. Only truth, even if you don't like it. So what is a good gym program? Okay, well, I only train 1 or 2 body parts per session. This allows adequate time for muscles to grow and recover. You should, however, always train lower body twice a week. Your lower body needs much more work to grow. Yes, it's hard, but it is worth it. People don't train their legs hard enough. They always say, why won't my legs grow? Why do I not have muscular legs? Why can I not get those cuts on my quads? Because you're not training your legs hard enough. Look up some of my workouts on YouTube, okay, with Mark Getty, my trainer. If you go to the Sculpted Vegan YouTube channel, there's loads of workouts on there, and you will see just what it takes to grow big legs. Like people actually watch my videos sometime, and they are like, oh my God, like they come away going, that's insane. Like I have never seen that before, because you just don't realize how hard you have to work to grow your legs. Go and look up YouTube and you'll see, and you'll be able to see some of my workouts there. So that's my workout there on the right hand side. You can screenshot that if you want, but that is what I do that's what I've done for 2 years, every single week for 2 years. Okay, secret number 5, right? This one had to go in here because a lot of people don't understand what this is all about. So it's rest and recovery. So we've just hit the 60-minute mark. We'll probably have another 10, 15 minutes to go. And then we're going to do a Q&A. So I hope you have time to hang around. I'm sorry this got long, but hopefully you guys are enjoying the information. So I used to think that muscles grew in the gym, right? They don't. Muscle is torn apart and damaged in the gym. Muscles only grow when you're resting. They only grow when you're resting. They don't grow in the gym. They're ripped apart in the gym. And I love this quote by Arianna Huffington because I just think it's so perfect. You need to sleep your way to the top, whether it's in business, whether it's as a mother, whether it's as a successful, human being, whether it's in the gym. We live in a culture where we are chronically sleep deprived. Like, we're almost proud of the fact that we only got 4 hours sleep last night. Or we only got 5 hours sleep last night. I am horrified when I get any less than 8 hours sleep. I wear a Whoop strap, okay? This actually monitors my sleep, a Whoop strap. And if it says that I got any less than 8 hours, I am absolutely horrified. I aim to get 9 hours sleep a night. And since I really started tracking my sleep and my recovery, this tracks my heart rate variable, my resting heart rate, my recovery, everything. And ever since I started tracking it, I'm really, really conscious of how it affects my recovery whenever I don't get enough sleep. You need to get enough sleep. Lack of sleep stalls progress. If you want to achieve unparalleled results, you must make sleep and rest a priority. If you can't get enough sleep at night, then scheduled naps are essential. Lack of rest contributes to decreased immunity, reduced leptin levels, which regulates your metabolism, and increased ghrelin levels, which is the hunger-stimulating hormone. So you have these different hormones in your body. You have 7 different hormones in your body, and they all play big roles in your health and your well-being and how well you build muscle and burn fat. And so I talk a lot about hormones. I have different PDFs and things on hormones. It's something that I'm really interested in. And if you don't get enough sleep, your leptin levels reduce, which means that your metabolism drops, which means your body doesn't burn fat as efficiently. And your ghrelin levels rise, which is your hunger-stimulating hormone. So whenever you're tired, your body releases more ghrelin, which makes you think that you're hungry. Whenever you don't get enough sleep, you always feel hungry. That's because you have more ghrelin circulating in your system. You're not actually that hungry. But lack of sleep actually interrupts your blood glucose levels as well. So whenever you get lack of sleep, your blood glucose goes all over the place, and that actually causes you to feel like you need to eat, and causes you to feel slightly off kilter. And it's all because of lack of sleep. It really wrecks your recovery. An athlete's performance is based on how well their body recovers. It is based on how well they can train, but it's more based on how well you've recovered. Because if your recovery is really, really good, then you can train harder in the gym. And if you can train harder in the gym, you can tear apart more muscle tissue, and then you can recover better. Scheduled rest is as important as scheduled cardio. If you're feeling overtrained, overworked, or burnt out, the best thing you can do is rest. There's a time for pushing through and a time for resting. And it's important to know the difference. Pushing through and pushing through and pushing through is not a good thing. Whenever I'm working during the day, right, I'm here in my office. If I ever feel tired after lunch, if I've had a big leg day in the morning and I'm feeling exhausted after lunch, you know what I do? I lie down on my office floor and I nap. Sometimes for just 10, 20 minutes. I have like a blanket and a pillow in the cupboard. I take out the pillow, I just lie on the floor. Sometimes on a yoga mat, and I just get a pillow, put a blanket over me, close my eyes. Sometimes I put a meditation on my, I don't want to say her name because then she'll pop to life, but my Alexa show. And sometimes I put it on, I put a meditation on, and I will sleep for 10 or 15 minutes. And I don't feel any guilt in doing it. I love to rest my body because I know when my body is resting, it's repairing. So sleep and rest are so important. They're just as important as scheduled cardio, or just as important as scheduled weight stays, just as important as getting your nutrition correct. You have to prioritize sleep and rest, or you will not get good results. So what do you guys think? Did you enjoy the training? Was it good? So there are 2 paths that you can take from here, okay? Path number 1, you can take the information I've given to you and you can do it alone. I have no doubt that if you use this information to build your plan, you will see success. And hopefully you've really enjoyed what I've been teaching here. Love teaching this material. Path number 2, you can take the tested, proven path, which is the quickest and smartest way to the body you desire and deserve. The path that has helped more than 8,000 women and men transform their bodies, using the system that I personally use every single year to sculpt muscle and burn fat for the competitive stage. These principles work for both men and women. It doesn't matter if you are 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, or beyond. So do you want to know how to transform your body into a fat-burning, muscle sculpting machine? You guys are like, yes, I really do. Tell me. Well, then I would love to introduce to you the Sculpt and Shred 18-month program. Do you remember I was telling you earlier how most people just have unrealistic expectations of how long it's going to take? Well, I developed this program to absolutely and utterly bust all of the myths around what it takes. There is no other trainer has dared to bring out an 18-month program. And to me, that says that they're not actually willing to commit to people for 18 months, and they're not willing to really ask people to do what it takes, because it is a commitment on both sides. This is the only 18-month program that exists in the world. It is designed to sculpt and shred your body into a masterpiece. So what exactly is the Sculpt and Shred? Well, it's an A to Z blueprint designed to sculpt and shred your body into a masterpiece in 6 distinct stages. At the end of the 18 months, you will have sculpted 6-pack abs, cellulite-free thighs, smooth, round glutes, muscular hourglass, curves and cuts, discipline, self-love, and a deep sense of achievement. Truly, that is one of the best things that comes out of this program. So here's what you get with the Sculpt and Shred. You get a brand new members area with step-by-step video lessons, bonus trainings, and PDF downloads. It is literally a lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, lesson 4, like every question that you could have from when you start the program to you work through the 6 phases in the 18 months has been answered in a video lesson. We have an audio download, a video download, and a PDF to go with each lesson. You get 18 months worth of gym workouts, 4 and 5 day splits. So it depends whether you like to work out 4 days or 5 days. It's all in there. You get full macro, calorie, and nutrition coaching, all plant-based coaching for everything to do with tracking macros, tracking calories, everything to do with your nutrition. It's all in there. Oh, went too far. You get a members only monthly group coaching calls. I do coaching calls every single month, live Q&A sessions with the members as part of the program. You also get my Yoga for Bodybuilders online program that I developed specifically for the members of my long-term program so that they could stretch out all of the areas of their body that get tight from lifting weights. And you've also got my personal nutrition and training guides in there. So this is basically what I do from 7 a.m. till I go to bed every single day. So this is what the inside of the members area looks like. It is literally an interactive, brand new members area. Everything has been completely redesigned. So each lesson, as you can see here, this one is the first one. Now, I love it that this came up because it's goal setting and measurement. And I talked earlier, like the first thing I said, the most important thing to do is set a goal. And that is the first thing that we get you to do in this program, is to set your end date. Before you even begin, you set your end date and you say, this is the date I'm going to finish. And you're always working towards that goal. And it's different for everybody, but you've got an end goal in sight, and that's what keeps you going. And that's the difference of this program and every other program on the market. There's an end date, so you don't fail because you're working towards that end date. We also have a private Facebook group. And this is just a quote from one of the members in one of our Facebook groups. And she says, you know, I don't know where I'd be if not for Kim and this amazing community. You guys have literally changed the wiring of my brain. And let me tell you, not even therapists could do that. Our community is the most loving in the world. And that's Sally, who's actually here as one of the coaches on the call. Sally that's her out in front. She is absolutely phenomenal. She competes in bikini competitions. And that's Mark, my trainer, to the left at the back. And that's Emma, another coach in the program. She's also a posing coach and a prep coach and a physique athlete. And that's Curtis, another prep coach and a physique athlete as well. You get lifetime access to this Facebook group. It is phenomenal. Now, exclusively for this launch, okay? This is not going to happen at any other time. Exclusively for this launch, I have created a Facebook group. It's going to be open for 4 weeks. And then after you've been in the Facebook group for 4 weeks, we're going to move you into the main group. But I've created this especially for this launch so that you can get all the support you need every single day for the first 4 weeks with me personally. So I'm going to be live in this group every single day. And the recording's going to be there as well. You can post your questions in advance, or you can show up live and get real-time feedback. But I'm going to be coaching you through the program for the first 4 weeks, okay? Every single day, Monday to Thursday. And I have the value in there as $32,000, and I'll tell you why. I charge, actually it's because it's in pounds, because I'm in the UK, I charge £1,000 an hour. £1,000 an hour for coaching, right? So if you wanted to pay me to coach you 4 times a week for 4 weeks, it would cost you £32,000 or $32,000. Most people understand dollars better. That's how much it would cost you to have this. I've never done this before. It's going to take a massive amount of bandwidth, but that is how committed I am to your success. I match effort for effort. Now, I have the most incredible bonus for you with this program, okay? I've designed this. I released this year for the first time. This bonus is not available anywhere else. It's not available anywhere else on the market. And it will never be available anywhere else in the market. The only time you can get it is as a fast action bonus when you purchase this program within the next 24 hours. It is a 1 week shred, right? It's an intense shred designed to get the maximum results in the shortest amount of time. It's the pre-contest diet that I use to shred off the last of the body fat and get insane results before I step on stage. This program can cause you to lose between 5 to 10 pounds in only 7 days of both water and fat. It's very important to say that because you can't lose, it's possible to lose 5 pounds of fat in 1 week. It's not possible to lose 10 pounds of fat. But you can lose 10 pounds of fat on water, and this is a pre-contest diet designed to get you shredded and hard, but it does work for regular people as well. You could cycle it for 2 weeks if you wanted. If you had an event coming up in 2 weeks and you wanted to like really shit hot for, like maybe you're going to see like an ex at a party, you could, or you have a wedding or something coming up, you can use this to shred, okay? Very, very, very quickly, both water and fat, and the weight loss is phenomenal, and you only get it when you join this program within the next 24 hours. So are you ready to sculpt and shred and transform your body? Are you ready? You guys are like, yes, we're totally ready. But we want to know, what's the investment? Hit me with it. So whenever we totaled up what this program was worth, every part of it comes to, not including, any of the coaching that you get with the program, the total cost is 6,652. But I don't want you to pay 6,652, okay? Because I know that that's like off the charts expensive. So you can pick up the Sculpt and Shred program today for $149. $149 payment today gets you full access to the members area immediately, full access to the Facebook group immediately, access to all of our coaches, access to all of the materials, and it gets you your 1 week shred bonus PDF. It is a payment plan. There are 11 more payments of $149 to follow, but you get your first month for $149, which I think with today's exchange rate is about 110 or 120 pounds if you're in the UK. And you can pick up the program today for $149. And if you want to grab it now, I'm going to shout out all new members live on this call. I'm going to shout them out at the end, and you can pick it up today here at this URL, thesculptedvegan.com/yes. If you go there now, we are waiting to take your payment. We are waiting to welcome you into the members area. It only takes a few minutes to sign up. We take PayPal credit and PayPal, and we take all credit cards except Discover cards, I think. But PayPal credit is a really, really good way to spread the cost. A lot of people are purchasing with PayPal credit because you can actually spread the costs over 24 or 48 months. So it actually makes the cost far, far, far smaller. You do pay a small interest, but I don't think it's high interest with PayPal credit. I think it's very, very low. And you can get PayPal credit, and you can sign up and get access to the program straight away. And my team have just messaged me to say that Cara Betschart has just bought the program just now. Cara, welcome to the welcome to the Sculpt and Shred program. You are fast, girl. You are off the charts. Cara wants it. She wants the program. Congratulations, Cara. I am so excited to have you as a member of the program. So guys, you can get started today for 12 payments of $149. First payment today gets you full access, or you can get a one-time payment you can choose the one-time payment. It's $1,497. That is lifetime access to all of the updates of the program. That's a 23% saving. And you also get, as a special bonus when you pay in full, a liver flush bonus PDF from my De-Yoga Talks program. I have an online 28-day yoga detox program designed to cleanse the entire body. You get the liver flush bonus PDF, which is a full meal plan and supplement guide that you can use to cleanse your liver before you even start this program, because your liver is your biggest fat burning organ of your body. If your liver is cleansed, then your body can burn fat efficiently. It breaks down fat cells into triglycerides, transports them through the blood to the tissues for energy. And that is yours whenever you pay in full, also with a 23% saving. And all you need to do is go to thesculptedvegan.com/yes to sign up today. Just a wee recap of what you get, and then I'm going to tell you where you can get your state-of-the-end bonus PDF. So you get a brand new members area, step-by-step video trainings, bonus video trainings, PDF downloads, private members-only Facebook community, monthly group coaching calls, yoga for bodybuilders, online classes. That's an epic online program. You get my personal nutrition and training guides. And if you pay in full, you get the 7-day liver flush diet, which is $197 value by itself. It's completely planned out for you. Meals, recipes, meal plan, breakfast, lunch, dinner, do this, eat this, eat this, eat this. If you're struggling to start a plant-based diet, that is an amazing place to start, because it is literally do this. And loads of people burn heaps of body fat on it as well, because it completely transforms the way they eat. Sculptedvegan.com/yes. I'm extremely excited to, I love it whenever the messages start coming through with all the new members. Don't forget, you also get the fast action bonus, the 1 week shred, my personal pre-contest diet, lose between 5 and 10 pounds in a week, cycle it for 2 weeks. You could even cycle it for 4 weeks maximum if you really wanted to shred hard. And if you need help ordering or have questions, we have a dedicated line for you. It is questions@thesculptedvegan.com. You can go there and you can, one of our team members are waiting to get back to you. That is a dedicated email address that we've set up just for this masterclass. Go to questions@thesculptedvegan.com, or you can go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/sculptedvegan, and you can ask questions there before you join. We want to make sure this is the right decision for you, okay? We know it's a big decision. I do not take the fact that this is an expensive program lightly, okay? And I know that these are tough financial times, So I don't take that lightly, that's a tough decision for you. So I want to make sure you're making the right decision. If you'd prefer to talk to someone in person, we would love to pick up the phone and call you. Just write to callme@thesculptedvegan.com. Give us your name, your number, your area code. Someone from the team will call you. We will talk through any issues you have, any questions you have. You know, a lot of people want to know if they have autoimmune diseases, or they have something, wrong with them, or they have hip replacements, or they've had cancer or something. They want to check that this is suitable and safe for them. It is 100%, because it's fully customizable. Okay. There's very few conditions. There's fibromyalgia, loads of people with that in the program. We have, long distance runners in the program, marathon runners, triathletes, everything. But if you have a unique situation that you want to talk through, call me at thesculptedvegan.com. We will call you. Final step, sculptedvegan.com/yes. There's the order form. It's so easy. Fill it out, place order now. You get instant access to the members area. So just as a final reminder, get started today. 12 payments of $149, one payment of $1,497 with a 23% saving and the bonus liver flush PDF. Thesculptedvegan.com/yes. Zaria Merle, congratulations. Welcome to the program. Ooh, ooh. You got an because I don't have any party poppers. Zaria, so excited. Welcome. I am absolutely... I just wish I could give you all a big virtual hug. I love going into the Facebook group and welcoming all the new members. Zaria, so excited to have you as part of the program. So listen, guys, I'm going to finish up now and then do a Q&A. So hang around for the Q&A. Don't go, please, okay? So if you hate your belly fat and feel completely stuck and you don't know how to get rid of your cellulite, or you feel ashamed of your sad and saggy butt, or you just want to feel sexy again, then this one is for you. Thesculptedvegan.com/yes. How much has this problem cost you up until now? Don't let it cost you any more than the cost of this program. Set your end goal. Set your goal. Work backwards. Follow the steps. Follow the lessons. It's step by step by step. It's foolproof. I won't let you fail. You put in the effort. I will match your effort. And I will uphold you whenever you cannot uphold yourself. I am in that group every single day. Any member will tell you. I'm so dedicated. So dedicated to my team. Misty Largo, welcome. Romy J. Cox, welcome. My God, my husband would be like, what are you doing in there? Welcome to the program, guys. Welcome to the program. I'm going to give you another wee shout out in a second. Okay, so my gift to you guys, here is your bonus download PDF. If you made it this far, thank you so much for staying with me. This is 3 of my favorite muscle building meals designed to plant protein rich recipes designed to sculpt muscle fast. Okay, sculpt muscle and burn fat. Thesculptedvegan.com/stay bonus. Okay, if you go there now, guys, this URL is going to be live forever, right? So not forever, but for certain until the end of the masterclass, until we close. So not tonight, but until we close. And I think this program is closing in a few weeks. Okay, so you just want to make sure that you just want to make sure you don't need to get this bonus instantly. Okay, and the reason why I'm saying that is because everybody goes and flocks from the masterclass to pick up the bonus, and then the problem is it crashes the website. So don't panic about getting it right now. Okay, it's going to be available. It's not going to go away. But if you want to purchase, you can go to the website and purchase the program. If you want to get the stay bonus, you can go there now too, or you can just write this down, thesculptedvegan.com/stay bonus, and then you can put it in, you can, type it into your browser tomorrow or whatever. If you don't need this download right now, don't worry, it isn't going to go away, but it's theirs for you. It's there for you. It's my gift to you for showing up for yourself on this webinar. And I really hope that you enjoy the recipes. And do remember to if you make these recipes, take a photo on Instagram, tag me in your story so I can repost it to my story. I love reposting my community stories. It makes me feel all warm and fuzzy. Okay. And remember, there is the URL where you go to join, thesculptedvegan.com/yes. I can't wait to do a few more. Come on, who's going to make me do the next one? Whose name is going to be added to Cara Betchart, Zaria Merle, Misty Largo, and Romy J. Cox? Hey? Come on, tell me. I want to know. Okay, so excited to welcome you guys into the program. Thank you so much for trusting me. I will not let you down, I promise. Right, I'm going to pull up the questions because my guys are hopefully updating. Let me just go in and find. They're going to send me the questions you guys have been answered. I will also open up the chat here and see what you guys are saying. If you have anything that you want to ask. The team are there answering it as well. Hang on, let me just find out where these questions are. We have a Google Doc for all the questions, so my team upload the questions, which saves me having to scroll through the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of comments. But I need to find the questions. It's loading them. Here we go. Okay, perfect. Hopefully the questions will be able to go on here, because earlier we couldn't read them for some reason. Yay, they are excellent. Okay, great questions. Karen Kane, first one. Can the 45 minutes of cardio be replaced by 10 minutes of HIIT? Yes, Karen. So I love that. What I was trying to say earlier was, it really doesn't matter what cardio you do, as long as you do it consistently and as long as you keep measuring. So in the Sculpt and Shred program, we don't say that you must do specific cardio at a specific time or specific anything, okay? There's no specifics in this program. We let you decide what works for you. So if you love cardio and you love to do HIIT, then if you do your cardio consistently, then that's all that matters. Doing your cardio consistently is all that matters. So if you're doing 10 minutes of HIIT, just do it every single day, or say you're going to do it 10 minutes a day or 10 minutes a day, 6 days a week. Measure your progress at the end of the week. If you're leaner, stay with what you're doing. If being leaner is your goal, stay with what you're doing. Measure again after another week. If you're leaner again, then keep doing what you're doing. It's only when you stop getting leaner do you add in more cardio. You could do 15 minutes of HIIT and then get up to 20 minutes of HIIT. I don't ever want you to do any more. Well, maybe 30 minutes of HIIT is the highest you could go. But with HIIT, what I do is I do HIIT sprints. So I walk for 5 minutes, then I run flat out for 30 seconds, pause for 30, run for 30, pause for 30, run for 30, pause for 30, right? And I do that 10, 15, or 20 times. 20 times is an absolute killer, but you do build up to it. That's the HIIT that I would do if I ever do HIIT. So just whatever you do, make sure you do it consistently, and you add on, like a minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes or 4 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever works for you. But whatever the add-on is, make sure the add-on is consistent too. Remember, consistency is key with cardio. Susan Hasung, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, has just bought the Sculpt and Shred program. Welcome to the community. I am so excited. This is so brilliant. I love welcoming new members into the community. You guys are like totally on for this information, and I'm totally on for helping you get the most epic transformation that you've ever had. Susan, you're going to be my biggest success story. I say that to everybody. You know the way, have you ever seen there's he was a British presenter. He's dead now. What was his name? Bruce Forsyth. And he used to do Strictly Come Dancing. He used to say, "You're my favorite," to all the characters. And I said to my kids, I go, "You're my favorite." And they go, "We know that." And then Kai goes, "I know that you're going to go and say that to Maya." And I'm like, no. And I do. They all know that I said to all of them, but I say they're my favorite. So Susan, you're my favorite. Okay. And then I have to say you're my favorite to all the other ones as well. Zaria, you're my favorite too. And Misty, you're my favorite. And Carrie, you're my favorite. And Romy, you're my favorite. But just don't tell anyone else. Okay. It's our secret. Shh. Alexandra Stein. Alexandra, welcome to the Sculpt and Shred program. You are our newest member, and you are now officially my favorite member. Alexandra, so excited to have you here. Thank you so much for trusting me. I am truly honored to have you in our tribe. Truly honored. Okay, let's do some more questions. Joyce Rockwood, what do you do for your clients who don't need to consume that much food in a day or need to eat that frequently? I've been eating 1 meal a day for 23 years, raw food vegan. Okay, so I used to be a raw food vegan years ago, but I stopped truly just because I missed cooked food. So I was a raw vegan for 2 years. I was raw vegan all the way through my second pregnancy. But I just missed cooked food, and so I went back to eating cooked food. So I do know a lot about the raw food diet. Now, eating once a day, whenever I was raw vegan, I didn't eat once a day. I ate 4 or 5 times a day. So I don't know if that's a special diet that you're on. I've never had anyone in one of my programs or in one of my longer term muscle building programs who's raw vegan, because to be honest, eating once, you're not going to build muscle on eating once a day. So it really depends on what your goal is at the end of the day, Joyce. If you want to sculpt an amazing body and burn stubborn body fat, eating once a day is not going to do it for you, because your metabolism will rectify, your metabolism will down regulate to make sure that it doesn't burn too many calories, to make sure it conserves calories, because it knows there's not a lot of calories coming in. So it slows down. I always say to people, how do you know when you have a slow metabolism? Because when you have a fast metabolism, your nails grow like wildfire. My nails grow like crazy. Your nails grow like wildfire. Your hair grows like wildfire. Your skin is plump And people, estheticians always say to me, gosh, your skin is so amazing. What do you use on it? And I say, very little. It's not what I use on it. It's what I eat and drink, what I put into my body. So although you're doing an amazing thing for your body, like you're giving it a great gift by being a raw vegan, you're not, in my opinion, giving it a great gift by only eating once a day. Now, there is a lot of theory to suggest the semi-starvation diet is good because it helps the body to repair the cells. And maybe that's your goal. Maybe your goal is to make your body work really hard to constantly be in repair mode. And that's perfect if that is your goal, but you can't kind of have both goals. You can't have the goal of having your body in repair, if that's what it is, or semi-starvation diet, but also have the goal of sculpting muscular curves, because muscles require food, and namely carbohydrates, in order to grow. Now, I do know there have been raw vegan bodybuilders in the past. I actually have a book here, I think, which has a whole meal plan section from raw vegan bodybuilder, and I can't remember exactly what he ate. Whenever I was raw, I used to juice sunflower seeds, sprouted sunflower seeds, really good for protein. And I also used to make tahini protein shakes. So I would have, raw pulped sesame seeds, and I would have made tahini protein shakes with raw dates and blended them with plant milk, with raw plant milk and that kind of stuff. So I'm sure there are ways to do it. I don't think being the raw vegan would be the issue, but I think that you would need to, I know you need to eat more, okay? You need to eat more calories. Eating once a day isn't a good way to boost your metabolism. So you just need to think about that. Let me see. So, Joyce is also saying, I don't need any help with meal planning. It's the fitness piece I'm intrigued by. And I'm wondering if she can work with someone whose diet is this clean and alkaline and who also eats this frequently. That's my main curiosity. So that's the thing. So I hope my question has understood you. Yeah, I mean, I can work with anybody, but I can't get you the result if you're not going to do what it takes to get the results, okay? Because eating that in your body, you can't defy the laws of physics. And the law of the law of physics is that you need to put in calories in order to build and repair muscle. If you're tearing down your muscle, your body needs to have enough calories to repair the muscle. If you're not giving enough calories and you're only eating once a day, your metabolism will be slow. So you will have, and I'm guessing that you maybe have body fat to burn, because otherwise you wouldn't be here on this webinar. Like if you were like, my body is perfect in every way, then you wouldn't, I would guess, be on a webinar like this. So my guess is that you have a desire to have muscular curves and maybe, to burn some stubborn body fat. And what you're doing currently isn't working, and you don't know why, because you're probably like me, very into health, very into fitness, have ate a raw food diet, very probably into the liver and the organs and clean and alkalinity. I only drink Kangen water. So I have Kangen water in the house. I take adaptogenic herbs. I sprout. I soak almonds and I dehydrate them. I am coming from a raw food background. I know exactly where you're coming from. But the biggest mistake that you're making in terms of sculpting muscle or changing your body shape is eating too infrequently. So 100% you can eat raw. You just need to get your macro balance correct. It's very easy to get protein as a raw vegan. But you just need to get your macro balance correct so that you can build muscle. And so that's what I would say to you. So Barbara Pretel, how about when you have little ones waking up through the night and you truly don't recover completely? That is a hard one, Barbara. So it is a hard one. We have many women in our program who, I'm thinking Michelle, actually the 3 women that I showed you, the one in the middle with the transformation. Michelle had 2 very young children who co-slept with her. She breastfed, I think, for a long time as well. And I think she was being woken up like literally on the hour, every hour. And her kids were awake at like 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. every single day. Michelle managed in that year to get up, go to the gym. You sometimes just have to do whatever it takes. And, you will build muscle even if you're not getting enough sleep. It will happen. It'll just possibly happen a little bit slower than it maybe could have, but you're not even going to notice. It's going to be so marginal that you're not even going to notice. But don't let that stop you, We have a lot of women with very young children in our program, and they just make it happen. They just work around it, They make it happen. And or you could be like Susan, who is one of our coaches in the program. Whenever Susan started, she was very overweight. She's now literally in physique athlete shape. She had never stepped foot in a gym. She's a full-time teacher, and she has 2 little kids. And she couldn't make time to get out to the gym every day, so she turned her dining room into a gym. And she couldn't get the treadmill in the door, so she took the door off. And if you see her, if you actually go and follow her on Instagram, so her Instagram handle is Sculpting Susan. And she posted pictures recently of her home gym, and it was like, here it was when it was my dining room, and we never used it as a dining room. It was always just filled with laundry, and now here it's a home gym, and she has a full power rack and a lat pull down. And Susan went from never having stepped foot in a gym to squatting 110 kilos in 1 year. 1 year she was squatting as heavy as me. So where there's a will, there's a way. You can always find a way. Ruth Warzik, any advice for someone who trains outside and doesn't use gym weights? Should I get some to use, or is body weight alone okay if I'm not looking for extreme sculpting? So body weight exercises will only take you so far. You will develop some muscle tone with body weight exercises, but the problem with body weight exercises, if you can't add load, is that you will eventually grow. You will eventually run out of volume. So volume in training can mean the amount of sets that you perform, the frequency with which you perform them, or the amount of reps you perform within a set. But there's only so many reps and sets and frequency that you can do before you burn out. So let's say you start out being able to do 10 press-ups, and then you build up to 20 press-ups and 30 press-ups and 40 press-ups and 50 press-ups and 60 press-ups. When are you going to stop? Are you going to stop at like 1,000 press-ups? Like who has the time to do 1,000 press-ups? So the thing about load is you can keep your exercises, you can keep your gym sessions at 45 minutes a day. The gym sessions in the Sculpt and Shred program are 45 minutes a day. That's all they are. We say if you're not, and that's either 4 or 5 days a week. If you're in the gym for longer than 45 minutes, you are wasting time. You are not working hard enough. So you only get so far with bodyweight exercises. Will you get some good results? Yes. We don't have a bodyweight exercises program in the Sculpt and Shred. You can build a small home gym if you want, like Susan did. It doesn't cost a lot of money, and you don't need a lot of equipment. And we have a full PDF in the members area all about building a home gym. So if you can do that, but bodyweight exercises will only get you so far. So does the program take supplements? Someone is asking. I'm not sure who was asking it. Do we need to take them? So the program includes a supplement guide, but all supplements you take are completely and utterly optional. So some people say, do I have to take protein powder? No, you don't have to take anything at all. Because we don't give you prescriptive meal plans, we do have meal plans that you can download, 40-week meal plans or 12-week meal plans that you can download and use. They're all calorie and macro counted, but because we don't give you prescriptive meal plans in the program, you can choose whatever you take. So you don't have to take protein powder if you don't want to. You don't have to take any supplements if you don't want to, but you can. We always recommend that we say if you could only take these, some supplements, take these. And I never ever recommend anything that has any crap in it, okay? I detest artificial sweeteners and additives. Anything I take, the supplements that I recommend that you take are always first and foremost for general health. Vitamin B complex, liquid magnesium, ionic trace minerals, liquid trace minerals, vitamin D if you need it, vitamin C. So I always recommend, and then there's also ones like adaptogenic herbs, ones that support your liver, ones to support your digestive system. There's ones for stress relief, ones for if you can't sleep. So you go through the supplement guide or for gut health, and you choose the supplements that you want to take based on your unique condition. And you can just start with one or two. And then as you get more familiar, you can take another one and another one. So you can just build them up over time and mix and match and take different ones depending on whether you're burning fat or you're sculpting muscle or doing both, or it's completely up to you. So supplements are entirely optional. You don't have to take them. Someone's saying, what if I have an injury? Can I train if I have a hip replacement? Yes, 100%. We have a full lesson and PDF guide in the members area. I think it's in phase 1, which is all about training around injuries. So if you are not substituting exercises, so if you can't perform a certain exercise or you don't have a specific piece of equipment, you can simply substitute for another piece of equipment. It's very, very easy to do. So, and we give you a full guide on that. So we say, here is the exercise. So if you look at your screen now, okay, if you're watching on a device, swipe right, look at the screen. So over at the right-hand side, it says phase 1 workouts. So you can't really see them because they're tucked in behind there, but the exercise names, so we give you the exercise name, then the sets, then the reps, and then some notes. So whenever it says the exercise name, if you don't have that piece of equipment in the gym, all you need to do is consult the PDF download and choose another exercise. Usually there's another, 4, 5, 6 exercises for each of those. And Sally, actually, one of our coaches who's on the call, who's on the masterclass today, she actually wrote that entire PDF. So she went in and she literally looked at what are all the ways that you can work this muscle, because it's not important that you do the same exercise. It's important that you work the correct muscle. And there's many, many ways to work that muscle. So we give you lots of substitutions in case you don't have that particular exercise, or if you have an injury, a hip replacement, and you can't squat, for example, there's many, many ways to build your glutes without squatting. You just work around you. And sometimes people say to me, oh, I didn't go to the gym today because, I've hurt my foot. And I'll say, oh, you've hurt your foot? Yeah. And I'll say, well, what's the matter with your upper body? Well, nothing, but, I'm injured. I'm like, well, you've only injured your foot. Like, I'm sure there's other parts of your body that work. Like, so it's, it always amazes me. Like, if I hurt my shoulder, well, I just don't train shoulders, but I'll train back, or I'll train chest, or I'll train legs, or I'll train glutes, or train quads, or something. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I never understand people who don't go to the gym because they have hurt a specific body part. Just like work another body part. Many, many ways that you can achieve the same result. Okay, Nellie is saying that sounds low. Why? I'm not sure what it is that you were saying that sounded low. Nellie, if you can just tell me what it meant, what you meant by that. I'm just going to look at the questions here now. So Linda is saying, is it possible to achieve full body tone and muscle with a partially paralyzed arm? I'm not sure, Linda, but it depends on how much movement you had in your arm, but you could probably, I don't see why you couldn't develop full body tone in every other part of your body. I can't imagine that you would be able to develop tone in a partially paralyzed arm if you aren't able to move the arm, because the muscle grows when it goes into full extension and full contraction. So you have to get full extension and full contraction in order for the muscle to grow. If you're not able to do that, you probably won't be able to get it in that arm, but I don't see why you wouldn't be able to get it in your back and in your legs and in your glutes and in your hamstrings and wherever. You just, don't ask yourself, what can I not do? Ask yourself, what can I do? There's many, many, many ways to do gym exercises. And, there's many, many ways. I can't honestly see why not. Okay, Sally's asking me to check my WhatsApp because my drive is not uploading. Okay, she's obviously sending. Okay, I just thought there wasn't very many questions, but there's absolutely loads of them. Okay, so let me read and see what it says here. Sarah Shepherd is asking, can you help with mindset towards foods? I tend to skip breakfast as a snack in the evening when I eventually sit down. See, this is what I was talking about earlier, Sarah. Were you on the call earlier when I was talking about the snacking? And then she's asking about two different programs we have, the 12-week shred and the 8-month program aimed at different people or abilities. No, first of all, can I help with mindset towards food? It depends what you mean with mindset towards food. Many people, when they join the Sculpt and Shred program, find that their attitude towards food completely changes because they stop seeing food as something they feel guilty about and they start recognizing for what it is, which is as fuel for their body. I came in the other week, I was having a Thai yoga massage. My husband was having a Thai yoga massage and I had left my bowl of porridge, my bowl of oatmeal sitting somewhere in the house. And I was walking around looking for it. And I went into the room and I was like, I'm looking for my oatmeal. And then I was like, oh, there it is. It was on the mantelpiece. And my husband's getting a Thai yoga massage, and which is, you wear clothes and she steps all over you. And he said to me, or actually the masseuse said to me, are you actually going to eat that? And I was like, She was like, is it not cold? I said, yeah, it's freezing. And Ryan was like, Kim doesn't see food as food. Kim sees food as fuel. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to this is like got protein powder and blueberries. And this is like my morning nutrition. I'm not going to eat it. I'm not going to eat it because it's, cold. And she was like, oh, it's disgusting. I was like, you see, most people see food as pleasure, something they feel guilty or it brings them pleasure. I see food as fuel. So when you join the Sculpt and Shred and you start training the way we train you, like when you join my program, you are considered an athlete. You don't need to fight a war to be considered a soldier. The minute you join the army, you're considered a soldier, right? So if you join the army, you're considered a soldier. You don't have to fight a war. And if you join the Sculpt and Shred program, you're considered an athlete. You don't have to have stepped on stage as a bodybuilder to be considered an athlete. So your mindset changes. So whenever you're saying, can I help with mindset towards food? Yes, this program changes your mindset towards food because you start to see it as fuel for your body and you start to really love your food because you know that it's fueling your muscles. It's a complete and utter turnaround from what we're taught, which is, food is bad, or eating is bad, or food makes you fat, or, and this dieting mentality that we've been brought up with, it completely transforms it. And then you're also asking, are the 12-week shred and the 18-month programs aimed at different people and and abilities? The 12-week shred is a diet, okay? It's very different programs. It's just a diet. There's many people join the 12-week shred and they do it and they diet away all their body fat and they just end up looking really skinny. And it's not a good look, like emaciated. So, I would always encourage people to build muscle. You shred in the first stage of the Sculpt and Shred program. You spend the first 30 weeks, right? If you have body fat to shred off, you spend the first 30 weeks shredding. So when I say 30 weeks, it's because you're building muscle at the same time. You can't do a hard shred. You end up, we want you to get down below 23% body fat, because when you get down below 23% body fat, then it makes your shred at the end easier. So that's what we always aim for. In the first 3 phases, we say you have to try and get down below 23% body fat, and we teach you how to do that with shredding off the fat and building the muscle. So it's a very different concept to what most people just diet, right? People love diets. My diet programs are the most successful programs on the market. You know why? Because everybody loves a diet. Everybody loves a diet, but what they don't want to do is do the work, right? This program is the work that is required to have an absolutely phenomenal body, right? My body was not built through dieting. My body was built through consistency, discipline, hard work. That's what this program is. I'm not going to lie to you. You have to be willing to put in the effort to show up. Are you going to fail? Yes. Are you going to fall off the wagon? 100%. But you get back on and you keep going, and that's what the beauty of the 18 months is. So they're completely different programs, but this program is aimed at all abilities, okay? All abilities. Doesn't matter if you've never stepped foot in the gym or you're a professional athlete. This program will give you the results that you crave. Yvonne, what about injuries like herniated discs? Yeah, we've many people with herniated discs, slip discs, herniated discs. We've had people with broken bones, with, like I said earlier, fibromyalgia, with chronic pain and inflammation. One of our coaches, Stace, who's normally, I don't know if Stace is here. Yes, Stace is here tonight. Stace lives her life with chronic pain. And she used to walk with a cane, and now she doesn't anymore. So you don't let that stop you. You just work around, right? Don't let that be your excuse, Yvonne. Don't let it be your excuse. You are stronger than that. But that is, listen, not making light of it. I know how hard herniated discs are. It's agony, absolute agony. So I'm not taking it lightly at all. But I am saying, like, don't let it hold you back. If it's important to you, you'll find a way, and if it's not, you'll find an excuse. Okay, so Hani Sadat is saying, how should we plan our cardio? The same days of the gym or on the gym off days? Well, I go to the gym 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, and I do cardio whenever I'm shredding for a show, Monday to Saturday. So you do your cardio usually on the same day as the gym day. You do your cardio first in the morning, and then you do your gym later on, or you do your gym and then you do your cardio straight afterwards. Doesn't matter when you do it, but usually they will be on the same day. Okay, Cara Gillen, is it possible to get lean and toned without using gym equipment? Oh, I've already answered that one, sorry. Can I do this on a low FODMAP eating plan? Yes, of course, Jenna Price. You can do this in any way that you want because you completely and utterly control your diet. So any way you want to do it, you can do it. No issues whatsoever. Jill Cadme, I'm 54 and the menopause is fucking me over. Love it. We've so many menopausal women in the program. I'm 5'6" and weigh 13 stone. I've done HIIT 3 times a week for the past 3 years, working on plant-based rather than vegan. Junk diet. Will this fix me? It's pronounced Jill, not Jill. Don't worry, I know. Because it's pronounced it's spelled Gill. Many people think that's Gill. No. And I know in Ireland we have that as well. So, Jill, yes, Jill. You know what I'm going to tell you, Jill? thesculptedvegan.com/yes. Go there now. HIIT 3 times a week for how many years? 3 years? Jill, you need to lift, girl. You need to get into the gym. You need to switch things up. You need to start tracking and planning your food. That is what is going to give you the most success. I'm not even joking, right? Once you start to pull everything together, your nutrition, your training, and your cardio, it's those 3 elements that have to work together. Nutrition, training, and cardio. They're the most important ones. You set your plan, you do your nutrition, you do your training, you do your cardio, and you make sure you get enough rest. The magic happens. Up until now, you've just been plodding along, hoping for the best, right? It's like kind of throwing a stone in the dark and hoping it lands in the right place. No more, Jill, okay? Sculptedvegan.com/yes. Let yours be the next name that I shout out, Jill, okay? This program is exactly what you need. You're 54. You are too old not to start, okay? Too old not to start. We will help you with your estrogen, okay? We will help you with your estrogen, Jill. Menopause, it's just estrogen. Did you know that the liver is responsible for clearing your hormones out of your body? The problem is when you hit 54, right, your liver sometimes is a little tired and a little overloaded, right? And if your liver is tired and overloaded with toxins, it won't do its job efficiently. The liver takes the hormones out of the blood, dumps them into the digestive system, and then filters them out through your poop, right? So if your digestive system isn't functioning efficiently, or your liver is overloaded with toxins, or you have any kind of fatty liver, which many of us do, then you will not be clearing your hormones efficiently out of your body, so you have a buildup of hormone in your body. It happens especially during the menopause when estrogen becomes very prevalent, and so you need to clear that up, right? You need the liver flush diet, you need to clear that up, get your liver burning fat efficiently, and as you say, change to a plant-based diet, and I swear you will notice a massive difference. Massive difference. I want to call your name out next, Jill. Come on. I'm waiting for it. Let me see. Tia Jordan. What's the minimum amount of exercise that should be done in a workout? Well, it depends on what your goal is. So you'll ask me, you'll hear me, Tia, ask this a lot, and say this a lot of times. What's your goal? It depends on what your goal is. My exercises, I never do any more than 3 to 5 exercises per body part. So today I trained shoulders and biceps. I did 5 shoulder exercises. I did military press, and all my members are going, yep, that's what we do too. Yep, that's what we do. Military press, dumbbell fly, rear delt fly, upright row, front raise, 5 exercises. Then I did I did bicep cable curls, dumbbell curls, both arms, and then preacher curls. That was it. 3 exercises for biceps. That's all I ever do per week is 3 exercises for biceps, because they're actually a secondary muscle that get worked with other exercises too. So most people work too hard in the gym. Most people do too many exercises and then they don't work hard enough in those exercises. I do fewer exercises and work really, really, really hard and get massive results. So Erica Cotton, are loads of protein powders necessary in the 18-month program? No, not at all. You can choose whatever you eat. You don't have to take protein powder if you don't want to. Can I hit the required protein macros with mostly food? Maybe 1 protein shake a day? Yes, 100%. 100%. Completely up to you, completely customizable. Whenever I'm shredding, I usually have 2 protein shakes a day because I need to get extra protein in the evening. But whenever I'm not shredding, only 1 of my meals per day will come from protein powder, and that's simply because it's the easiest way to consume it after the gym, and it gets into the muscles. Quicker. Zaria Merle, will I be able to train for half marathons during the Sculpt and Shred program? I love running. Zaria. Okay, like Maria. Zaria, thank you for, I hate butchering people's names. So thank you for clearing that up. So yes, 100%. Yes, you will be able to train for half marathons. We have loads of runners in the program. We actually have like a running community in the program. I think Sally, one of our coaches, did a live chat, or no, it was Stace, did a live chat in the Facebook group recently with one of our programs who is one of our members who is a marathon runner who got absolutely phenomenal success. And she found that not only did training this way change her body, it also made her far stronger for her marathons. So yes, we have a huge running community in the program. So you are absolutely not alone. Okay, that seems to be all the questions that we have from the chat. Let me just see, is there anything else coming up here? No, I think I have answered it all. Oh, hang on, there's a few more coming up. Let me see. Not me, but can pregnant women do this program? Yeah, we've actually pregnant women who have joined the program and then become pregnant and then have done the program while they were pregnant, but just, obviously not done the shred part, but continued to lift while they were pregnant. All the exercises are safe for pregnancy. If you have no other pre-existing medical condition, they're all safe for pregnancy. You might not lift as heavy, but they are 100% all safe for pregnancy. And then there was another one that I saw there. Oh, I've gone the wrong place. Let me see. Dasha is saying she can't afford the 18-month program. I'm really sorry. I know it is expensive. It is an investment, but you just have to kind of ask yourself how long is, or how much is it costing you, or how much is the problem costing you over the years, how much it has it cost you over the years. But I'm not saying, I know it's an investment, and I know you're probably like, it doesn't matter how much it's cost me. I just can't afford the damn thing. Totally get it. Total respect for you. Okay. So let me see. Romy is saying, I have been lifting with some HIIT 5 days a week for a year, but lifting overall for about 3 years, still just have the butt fat and seem softer than I want. I train lower body 3 days a week, upper body twice a week. I'm 53. What do you suggest changing? And what about cardio during this program? I train with a personal trainer. You don't need to change anything. You just need to set a goal. And then you need to work towards that goal. That's what most people are missing. They're missing the setting a goal part. And that's why, imagine you're doing a show next year. Imagine that you're going to step on stage next year in April, right? And you not even in April. So April's coming up quite quickly. Imagine you're going to step on stage in October. What would you need to do to get ready for the stage in October? That's what you need to change. Sometimes, like whenever you set a goal, it's very easy. Like I was in the bath the other week. I was telling this story recently. I was in the bath the other week and I knew I had to get up in the morning because I had to get my car to, get serviced at 8:30 in the morning. And I was lying in the bath and I thought, okay, so what time do I need to get up in the morning? I thought, okay, let's work backwards. So I thought, need to leave here at 8 a.m. to be there for 8:30. Need to be in the kitchen for 7:40 to make my porridge and my protein shake before I leave. So I need to be out of the shower by 7:25, which means I need to be in the shower by 7:15, which means I need to be off the stepper by 7:10, which means I need to be on the stepper by 6:25, which means I need to be awake at about 6:10 to be out of bed by 6:15 to make my coffee and put my shoes on. Okay, so I'll set my alarm for 6. So that's how I worked backwards, right? Very simple example, but that's what you need to do whenever you have a body sculpting goal. You set a goal in the future and you work your way back from that goal and you just ask yourself, what do I need to do? And then you just do it. So welcome to all our new members, Cara and Zaria and Misty and Romy and Alexandra. So excited to have you guys. And anyone else who, I know there's many of you probably need to go and check with significant others or, just have to check the funds or have to see how you can make it work. I totally respect that. Don't forget, we have those 2 email addresses, questions@thesculptedvegan.com and call me at thesculptedvegan.com. If you want to chat to one of my team, we are all standing by waiting to chat to you. If we can be of any help whatsoever, just let us know. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much for showing up. Thank you so much for being here. It was so awesome to connect with you all. I hope you enjoyed the live. This is our last one that we have in this series. So the program closes in just a couple of weeks. Can't remember the exact date, but so even if you can't make it right now, you do have, I think it's another 7 days to decide. So I hope to see as many of you as possible inside the members area. But if you don't, I hope that you'll continue to be an awesome member of our free communities. We have many, many free communities in the Sculpt and Shred or in the Sculpted Vegan community. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us all over the shop. We have loads of stuff happening on our website. So, and also you can follow me on Instagram if you want daily inspiration. It's the Sculpted Vegan on Instagram. But guys, thank you so much for showing up. This was absolutely awesome. And I am delighted to be able to teach this material. And I will see you all again very, very, very soon. Thank you so much. And thank you to my team as well for being here, guys. Talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.